Hi guys, I'm Gasha. Welcome to the channel and welcome as always to our coffee times to discuss books in horror. And today I'm here to let you know what I'm going to be reading in the month of July.
It's coffee time.
So for the month of July, I did try to target a little bit more summer feel books and that is why also I mostly don't have them here with me, because I had to order some books. I treated myself and I was like, I want to make a more summery TBR pile and I'm gonna get a couple books. So some of the books that I'm gonna be reading are not here yet, are actually now on their way to me, but I still wanted to let you guys know what I'm gonna be reading. The first two books go together and I do have these ones already, and those are the Camp Murderface books. They are quite chunky. I did not anticipate it, and I found these ones while I was researching for summer book recommendations, and I was like, why didn't I know about these books? And let me get them right now because they just sounded amazing, and they are also perfect for summer. They are by Josh Berk and Sandra Mitchell. So it's Camp Murderface and Camp Murderface Doom in the Deep, and I love them. I just already love them, but I am so excited to read them. These are also in the 80s. So yes, please. We are in 1983 Ohio. We are in Camp Sweetwater that is reopening its doors after 3 decades. It was mysteriously closed and now it's reopening. So probably something happened 30 years ago, and probably that something might still be lurking. I don't know, but I'm just so excited to get into this. Obviously, it's going to follow the kids that are in the camp, and they probably are going to have to just figure out how to survive, and I'm just here for it. It might be like a perfect Friday the 13th, but for middle grade readers, I don't know. But I love horror movies that are set in camps, like, you know, obviously Camp Crystal Lake. I know it's super like tropey and typical, but there's something about it that, you know, I just can never get enough of. And they also tend to be slashers, which, yes please, thank you. I don't know if these ones are gonna be slashers, but I will report back. And we are staying in the 80s because I ordered a novella that is based on summer from 1986. It's called 2 Minutes with the Devil by Matt Michelli, and that one should be arriving to my house today. It's a short novella. I think it's short, under 100 pages, but the cover and the vibes, the, you know, summer of the 80s, I just needed to get it. And it's been a long time since I bought a novella and read it, so it's gonna be perfect. Apparently children have been disappearing after playing a game called 2 Minutes with the Devil. Sold. It sounds just fantastic, you guys. You need to imagine a group of friends, you know, that are playing in their tree houses, going in their bike rides, and it's all fun and games in this perfect summer until children start disappearing. So I love it. I love the premise, and I'm just already so hyped for these books. I am so scared that they're not gonna deliver, because my hype is all the way to the top with this. Party Summer by Errol Stein. I double checked and I do not have this one in my collection, so I went ahead and ordered a copy, and I thought, what better time to read this book than in summer? So this is another one that I'm going to be trying to read in July. This follows a group of friends that are trying to have a nice summer, you know, vacation, summer parties, and they decide to go to an island, to go to a nice hotel and just party at the beach. But when they get to the hotel, they realize the hotel is deserted. There's nobody there, and somebody tells them it's better if they just leave. And let me tell you, when someone tells you to leave, you get your shit and you leave. They're also being put in the haunted part of the hotel, I believe, and then something happens. I don't know if somebody disappears or dies, you know, the drill, and that's when they realize that they are really in a pickle here. And on top of that, you know, the cherry on top of the cake is that they're not able to leave the island, which is perfect. So trapped people in a possibly haunted hotel, deserted. Yes, I hope that this one is also gonna deliver. You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight by Bayer and Caitlin, and this one just came out, I believe, on the 20th of June. So it's also on the way to me because I had this one pre-ordered. I mean, the title, the cover, hello, I needed to get this. Our main character believes that she has the perfect summer job. She is a final girl. So they are doing this play in which it's kind of like a horror slasher play, which already sold on the concept. And she's playing the final girl. And they are kind of reliving a kind of a camp massacre. And I'm guessing people are gonna start dying for real. And that's when I'm gonna have the most fun. Apparently towards the end of summer, some of the co-workers are putting up this kind of play, start disappearing. And that's where mystery begins, you guys. There's a killer on the loose, and now the girl playing the final girl will have to see if she would be actually able to survive in a real situation. Will she actually become a real final girl? And next we have The Only One Left by Riley Sager. I was hoping I was gonna get this book earlier, but it is a little bit delayed, thanks Amazon. And so I have to push this to July. I'm hoping that they're still gonna deliver when they say. It's supposed to come here at the end of June. So I should have this, and I'm really excited because we all know people either love or hate his thrillers. I have enjoyed all of them, some more than others, but I do enjoy his writing and stuff and his twists and turns. So I'm really excited about this one, especially because this one sounds quite on the horror side. The Hope family was murdered in 1929. One of the family members, Lenora, was accused of being the killer, but she was never prosecuted. They could never really prove it. So there was that. Now we are in 1983 and Lenora is a 70-year-old woman and she still lives in Hope's End. And one of the nurses that was taking care of her fled during the night. So our main character is coming now to take care of old Lenora. But now Lenora seems to be ready to talk about what actually happened back in 1929 when the murders occurred. And these reminded me a lot to the book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James, because it's also kind of like someone that was accused of a murder but never prosecuted, and then somebody went to interview that person. So it kind of has the same vibe, and I really did enjoy that one. So let's see what Riley Sager has for me. He always has some twist or some turn that I don't see coming, so I am really excited. And it's another book based in the 80s, like it's gonna be an 80s summer. And the last two books, I'm gonna be reading them on my Kindle because these are two books that I got from NetGalley, and I always forget to read the books that I get from them. So I wanna really get to these ones. They're also horror and they're coming September, October this year. The first one is called It Found Us by Lindsay Curry, and this is a middle grade coming out in September. We follow a 12-year-old girl called Hazel that all she loves to do is solve mysteries. She loves a good mystery that she needs to solve. And then she, not really accidentally, hears her brother talking to a friend and saying that they should go to the cemetery at night to play hide and seek. So she decides, why not going, you know, and maybe there are some mysteries that I can solve myself at the cemetery. Everything was going really well until they end playing hide and seek and they realize someone is actually missing. The other one is Generation Assassination by Tracy Hewitt Mayer, and this is a YA horror that comes out in October. This is a book that has some heavy trigger warnings, so just for you to know, because we follow a 17-year-old and his father is abusive, so he decides that before he kills him and his mom, he's gonna take matters into his own hands, and after something that he does, he decides that it is time for him just to flee. He decides to go to an isolated cabin to try to lay low for a little bit. The cabin is surrounded by a small town, but everything seems to be completely deserted, empty. Everything is very creepy, and there is this kind of almost abandoned looking building that is a lunatic asylum, and our main character of course decides to investigate. Now, like I said, it sounds like it does have some heavy triggers or heavier topics, especially towards the beginning of the book. If you read the full synopsis, you will know more. I just didn't want to talk about the full synopsis because I feel like it's a little bit spoilery maybe about what actually happens at the beginning, but be my guest if you want to read the complete synopsis. It is on Goodreads, but this is one that comes in October, and I will also read it before it comes out to let you guys know if it's worth it or not. Alright guys, so these are the 8 books that I'm planning to read in the month of July if everything goes well and I have time. I hope so. They are kind of like summer themed, and then I have a couple that are more for winter but that I would like to read before they come out, so I can let you guys know if they're good or not, so if it's a pass or a must buy. Let me know down below, you guys, what are you gonna be reading this summer? Are you planning on reading summer books? Let's talk about it down below. Thank you guys as always so much for watching, and I hope to see you all as always in our next coffee time. Bye!